So I'll plug it in.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'll just feed it down to.
I'll feed the cable down and I'll
Yeah,
plug it
easy.
in. Yeah. We went in a splitter or anything? Or?
No, we have 2 ports, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll try it though. I'll plug it in and just feed it down.
Okay. Can't feed down the one.
I might have an extender actually.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound test now?
30 seconds.
Yep.
Alright, I think I'm ready.
All right, I think he wants to do a sound test. Can you hear us? Yeah. Hello.
Everything's testing. 1 2 1 2.
Hello.
You there?
Hello. Hello. Oi. Hello. Yep. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hello. All right. I can't hear myself. What about Adam? Try Adam.
Testing. 1 2 1 2. Testing.
Good. Good. Sounds good. All right. I can't hear anything in my. I can't hear anything in my hip. Oh, is that because this one isn't in? bring us in if you like, and then. You okay with the names and stuff? So, Tsitsides, Condolian, Ukano, Canatelli, Targeth. Yep. What's that? Yep. He's not starting, is he? No. Saki, Ailey, Newman Ailey, Dazil. He's not. Oh, yeah. I think it's all right. Oh, let's better get started, didn't they? We right to go? All right. And welcome to Knight Stadium on this Friday night here for some NPL action on YouTube. Kate Lucas is my name. I'm with Adam Sarah. And we're about to watch Melbourne Knights, the home side, the 8th place. On the second last.
Number 18 goals, Chris Osgood. Number 2, Ben Carrigan. 4, Forrest Wood. 5, the captain and coach of College. Number 7, Control. 9, Phil Bramwell. Number 10, John Alvaro. 18, Jack Waters.
Hi, Kate. Last time we were together was all the way back round 1, the start of the season at Paisley Park. I think with shorts, maybe singlets, a couple of Burks out there. This is complete opposite here tonight. We are in the middle of June. It's freezing at Summer Street, but yeah, looking forward to this one. Two sides that are really desperate for some points here tonight. Shivs up better there, Mitch Hall, arguably. Just the one change in the starting 11 for Melbourne Knights. Jack Morton slotting into the midfield for Steve White. He is on the sidelines as a potential sub up the sleeve of Ivan Franjic this evening. Moreland not exactly textbooking, clearing their lines. Condolian finally sending it away. 3 changes for Dragan Osticic. And Moreland City, in comes Diego Cuba, Newman Ali, and Hayden Croucher making way. He's Julian Kifle, Kerr Arab, and Fletcher for this evening. Coming off a 1-0 loss at home last week. Moreland City, things are getting pretty desperate for them at the bottom of the NPL Victoria table. And already Melbourne Knights have put the early press on here as Albano goes back to Franjic. Both Franjic boys out here starting again this evening. Looping ball over to top. Cuba unable to clear away. And again, Melbourne Knights are going to press early here. It was Morton trying to win the ball back out in the direction of John Albano eventually, but it goes out safely. Cade, it's an important night for both of these sides as we hedge towards the business end of the season.
Yes, and Melbourne Knights, who, of course, changed their coach midstream. And they've certainly responded under Ivan Franjic, the playing coach. Big win last time out against Dandenong City. And they're looking to make a late charge towards the finals. And as Adam mentioned, they've certainly started well. But Moreland trying to release the pressure now as scampering forward is Jose Sands. And he sends the ball across. He was looking for Ricano, who's in the middle. He couldn't quite reach it. They'll try and keep the pressure on here, the visitors. And they work it out to Canatelli on the near side. Franjic back there in defence with all his experience and guile. He's got the Frenchman Saki with him. And a back heel to Carrigan. No such flourishes from him though. Ben Carrigan, the consummate defender, he just knocks it straight out of play. As I mentioned, a 5-2 win last time out for Melbourne Knights against Dandenong City. That was away. Of course, another one of the Croatian clubs, so they would have especially enjoyed that win, whilst Moreland City were up against another Croatian club in Dinamo St Albans, but had a disappointing 1-0 loss. On the season for Moreland City. Here's Tsitsides for the defence tonight.
Altona Magic equal on points with Melbourne Knights at the moment. They're both 7 points outside of the top 6 as we speak. There's a bit of a gap right now between that top 6 and everyone else in NPL Victoria. It's Port Melbourne currently sitting in that 6th spot. It's a fair way back for Melbourne Knights in particular. There'll be no finals on offer for Moreland City in season 2024. Their priorities firmly entrenched in trying to stay in Victoria's top flight. There's still a bit of uncertainty as to exactly what the relegation picture will look like this will come the end of this season, as we'll see Melbourne Knights look to press once more. They've already had some early flurries in this game. Albano will be ultimately dispossessed. Cuba doing well. We go all the way back to Ben Carrigan starting at centre back this evening, alongside Corey Sewell and Ivan Franjic. And here is NPL Victoria's only playing coach right now, Carrigan. It's a mixed form for Melbourne Knights throughout the year, of course, but there've been some really good moments under the leadership of Ivan Franjic. You mentioned Cade, that 5-2 win at Frank Holohan last weekend. Do often see that little uptick in form when the coaching change does happen in season. Ball eventually arriving at the feet of Saki. He's found the nets just 3 times this season since coming to Summer Street. It's a back here. And patience at the moment as Wendell, speaking of Altona Magic, the former Magic man, sending it forward. Albano's been quite busy and earns Melbourne Knights' first corner of the night, Cade Lucas. While the Fronyage name is a very regular fixture here at Summer Street, a Fronyage goal is most certainly not. That is a perfect start for Melbourne Knights. Caught it beautifully there, Cade Lucas. The Fronyage boys combining for an early goal. And a pretty well-deserved one as well. It's been quite the start for Melbourne Knights so far. Already on the back foot. Alexander Condolian has been very, very busy in goal for Moreland City. There was that free header that was missed as well by Mitch Hall. That was in the opening couple of exchanges, Kate. That was really a free header that should have been put away by Mitch Hall, but that won't matter now. Knights have their 1-0 lead. And Corey Saul will bring it back into play. Cage, you thought that goal was quick. There was another goal around the grounds 2 minutes earlier. Max Mikula scoring for South Melbourne to go 1-0 ahead against Altona Magic. 2 Friday night NPL Victoria games and 2 goals within 10 minutes of kickoff. I feel like an eternity for St Albans as well, given their current predicaments. Yeah. Our viewers, Kate, on YouTube would have seen a yellow card just pop up. I don't believe we noticed the yellow card out there for Melbourne Knights. The graphic did come up on the screens that you're watching us on NPL Victoria's YouTube page. I'll catch exactly what that might have been, Kate. Oh, Football 24 was going nuts. There were goals everywhere. That's what I was looking at. that's why, especially also factoring in the fact that Melbourne Knights did make finals last year. Such a high-quality squad that they have at their disposal, that they are where they are right now. Just in no man's land on the NPL Victoria table. I don't know what their best looks like, but too often we kind of see their worst as well. That's a nice ball for Matt's ball. Moreland City are chasing the equaliser. It's going to come back out to Waters. Crouch up. And Kuno going first time out in direction of Canatelli. Gets away from him. From our angle, just looking at the replay, Kate, there's really not much in that we can tell. We sometimes can hear the contact at the moment of impact. None of that. The replay relatively innocuous. The reason they are, a man that normally does his best work at the other end, it was Kieran Bramwell who made that save on the line. Incredible stuff. And now we get another set piece for Moreland City. Incredibly unlucky not to have equalised. The effort from Bramwell to save the day. With Chris Oldfield completely helpless in the situation after getting the initial fingertip on the ball. He certainly did his job in denying Moreland City. It's Diego Cuba, and that one a little more off target. A promising couple of passages for Moreland City. Melbourne Knights here at Summer Street this year, Kate. It's not been a happy hunting grounds, and they haven't been here for a while either. But by the same token, Moreland City not so good on the road either. Two of those actually won on the pitch, of course, in the 90 minutes after what happened with the ineligible Avondale player a fortnight ago. He was still looking for his first goal in NPL Victoria this year as well. Lakeside 2 weeks ago when they beat Manningham, Caden. I've never been colder in an NPL Victoria game, let me tell you. Could say he should have finished better, but there was no finish. It was just that first touch that basically killed the attack. And nothing of it in the end. Kuno involved again. That ball won't get through to him. So Joey Frunich is your goal scorer here at Summer Street. From the corner in the 8th minute. That's your difference so far at Knights Stadium. Opening fixture, part of the doubleheader here in rounds at 19 in NPL Victoria. Approaching that 3/4 mark of the season. There is a Knights player down on the outer side at the moment. Kieran Bramwell requiring some slight medical attention. Looks like he'll be fine. And he's just as much a reason why Melbourne Knights are leading than what Joey Frunich is, because he's saved the ball from the goal line, from crossing. It was a lovely free kick taken by Diego Cuba. Chris Oldfield just getting just a touch of a finger on it as it cannoned into the crossbar, and on the follow-up it looked like it was going in for the equaliser. Kieran Bramwell, the diving effort on the line to save things, and that's why Knights are holding on to this 1-0 lead. Sands going back to Waters. Looping ball, Canatelli. Away from Akuno. Calls for handball, off the shoulder. Says Young Tsitsi's. Tsitsides will reclaim the ball for Moreland City. Every fixture is desperate at the moment for Moreland City. They've got some big games coming up, Kate, as well. We're going to Dandenong City next Friday night, hosting Cume, and then what could be a massive game at Petty's Reserve against Manningham United. Well, that was at Petty's Reserve, and as we all know, very strange things happen at Petty's Reserve. Some moments of confusion in transition for Melbourne Knights there. But again, Moreland, when they get these little opportunities in the final third, they're not really connecting at the moment. It's just rushed and not well thought out when they do get the chance on the counter. It was a Akuno opportunity, wasn't it? It was one-on-one essentially with Chris Oldfield. Dronic for Wendell. John Albano has to be the one to watch if you're Dragon Ostajic on that left side. Is this going to find its way through to Saki? Not quite. Ali retrieving for Moreland City, and again having trouble clearing out, but Cuba had enough poise to go lateral the first time and all was okay in the end. Sands playing it down but outnumbered. Wendell out for Saki. Knights looking to double their lead here. Saki sneaking into the area, and Thomas. It was handball. It was handball. It's going to be a penalty for Melbourne Knights. Thomas has been called for handling the ball as it came in. And Yannick Zitzis has blown the whistle here. The replay does look slightly sinister. There may have been a raised hand. I don't think I saw any cards. It was Corey Thomas who handled it. Now, from the spot, are we going to see 2-0 Melbourne Knights? On the follow-up, it's gone to John Albano. Condolian got there the first time. Albano follows up, and it's 2-0 at Knights Stadium.
The goal scorer number 10, John Albano.
Sands, it was an awkward one for him to control. Out toward John Albano we go once more. Ball just not carrying all the way through. Tsitsides now. Kuno will just get caught behind here. Carrigan tried to advance, but only as far as Spall. And there is some space on the outer side for Canatelli. First time ball in. Kuno, it's going to fall all the way out the back for Cuba. Dancing and weaving. Waters. No troubles for Chris Oldfield. Still in some great form. There's Chris Oldfield, the star who's been in goal over the years in Victoria's top flight. The foul call going Melbourne Knights' way here. Awkward bounce, and here's a chance, but Bramwell leaving it behind as the ball was stopped dead, gave away the foul. And it's Moreland City that will emerge once more. Croucher gets it back here. Jose Sands will be nowhere near it. He's already had a frustrating evening so far, Cade Lucas. It was the man that's on 2 reds for the year, Michael Satides, that got him in the end. Joe Frunich and John Albano, the goal scorers here at Knight Stadium. We've told you to be 2-0 at the half-hour mark. You probably would have guessed one of those goal scorers, not the other one though. And out for a goal kick. Plenty of headaches right now for Dragan Ostajic in Moreland City. Knights came in tonight with an exactly even goal difference. In NPL Victoria, 28 goals scored, 28 conceded. We're looking to drop that into the minuses here tonight. I'll be happy to keep on going with this momentum. Asaki goes down very easily. And City's got a very good look at it. Play will continue. They're dominating at the moment. Melbourne Knights. Croucher sent into the stands by Joey Frunich. Scored from a corner kick from his brother in the 8th minute. Took a couple of good looks at that handball call that was called against Corey Thomas, resulting in the John Albano penalty that wasn't scored, but then knocked in on the follow-up, Kate, and it really does look like an elbow was raised as the ball was coming in. Did not see any cautions given to him despite the penalty call. I certainly understand why it was paid. There were multiple nice players protesting with the United after the penalty call had been made, and I dare say it was because of the lack of a card. And they get a set-piece opportunity here. So yet another moment. Saki and potentially Van Franjic will take this free kick. Gone toward the back post, Saul on the follow-up. It's not cleared out completely, and from downtown, Hall wasn't going to be able to do much with so much of a lack of power behind that ball. Condolian clears out. Yellow ball out here tonight in the depths of winter. It's a cool evening, dry one. Nice weather, doesn't look to be too dewy out there, but certainly chilly. It's been a good night so far for Van Franjich's men. Coming off 5 goals against Andy City last week. Nothing looking clean right now for Moreland City. Tsitsides. Oldfield's come a long way out. It's a game of kick to kick between the two goalkeepers.
So Bramwell has put it away. A striker's finish. That's his 11th for the season. And that really should be game, set and match for Moreland City. We're not yet at half-time. Michael Tsitsides is booting the upright. He's frustrated, and I bet his teammates and supporters are too, because they're trying to stay in the league, and yet they have shipped 3 goals inside 45 minutes here at Knights Stadium. It's Knights 3, Moreland City 0. I just mentioned they might try and get a foothold in the game. Anything but. They're pretty much floating out of space now, Moreland City. This is a damage limitation exercise. Doubly frustrating because they have had opportunities, but they've shot themselves in the foot, and they nearly have done again here. They're trying to play it out from the back, but they've turned it over on numerous occasions. Almost did once again, the men in white. There's Croucher. And Cuba getting involved, going back to Croucher. Towards Sands, who's been a bit of a spectator so far this evening. He's involved here, but he's only succeeded in turning the ball over again, and the red shirts rush forward once more. Albano. Saki lurking in the area. Condolian's off his line, and Hall is there to make it 4. Well, they are tearing Moreland City to pieces here, Knights. 2 goals in 2 minutes, and the visitors will go back into the sheds at half-time. 4 goals adrift, and maybe adrift at the bottom of the league too.
They are in all sorts right now, Moreland City. Absolute all sorts. It's been largely disorganised at the back. A lack of coordination when they do attack as well. One key moment that came from a set piece that could have made it 1-1. They've now let 3 get past Alexander Condolian since. Now Knights want to keep on going. They put 5 past Dandenong City last week. They may well achieve that here before half-time, the way this is going right now. Macuno for Sands. There is a Moreland City man down in back play. Canatelli. It's all out attack right now for Moreland City. Long Ranger will be over the top. Oldfield have nothing to worry about in the end. There's Croucher blazing away. Apologies as well if there's been a minor audio hiccup as well. Hopefully we're coming through loud and clear as we speak. So 2 goals in 3 minutes and 3 goals in 14 minutes. The Melbourne Knights have completely blown Moreland City off the park here. First time around between these two, it was just a run-of-the-mill 1-0 win. Tommy Semi scoring in that one back in March. Moreland City entered that game with 9 men. Right now, all the carnage is on the scoreboard. And here is a chance at number 5. There is number 5. Gian Albano is on a hat-trick. It's stunning what we're seeing here at Summer Street tonight.
Well, they scored 5 last week, and they've repeated the dose here this week, Knights, but in the first half. And it's hard to know really whether it's the quality of their football or the fact that Moreland City just seemed to have downed tools. That was very, very easy for Melbourne Knights, it must be said. They just carved right through the middle of Moreland City, who have dropped their heads, and they just need to get in at half-time and regroup. Otherwise, this could get very ugly if it isn't already. 5-0 down. And we're into stoppage time at the end of this first half. And the ball goes over the head of Tsitsides. Over the path of Condolian. Here they come again. It's been nothing particularly complicated about what Melbourne Knights have been doing. They've simply been going through the middle and over the top. And Moreland City have almost been like turnstiles at the train station, just letting them through. And now there's a bit of a delay as the ball's gone out of play. And we're back underway. But only momentarily, because that is half-time. And boy, oh boy, the Moreland City have some work to do at the break. They have been blown away here at Knights Stadium. A devastating 10-minute burst from Melbourne Knights. They scored 3 goals in the twinkling of an eye, all of them very easy, really. Poor defending by Moreland City, who have really dropped their heads. They were in trouble before then, though. Corey Thomas, the skipper, gave away a penalty from a handball on 28 minutes, and it really started badly for them inside the first 10 minutes when the Frandich brothers combined, Ivan with the cross, Joe with the header, to start the goal scoring for Melbourne Knights, who are enjoying themselves under Friday night lights here at Summer Street. They scored 5 last week against Dandy City, and they've done it again this week, but we're only at half-time. It is at half-time at Melbourne Knights Stadium. The home side 5, Moreland City 0.
My mic's been off the whole half.
Oh.
My microphone hasn't been working the whole half. Like, you said it sounded okay, so...
It's not on my end. I'll just call them and find out.
Yeah, no, like, we've changed to... But, yeah, I was wondering what... Because we did a sound test, like...
Yeah, no, it came through here.
So...
I'll come down.
Yeah, so what's the...
I don't know, he's just sorting out, because apparently he needs to have an FX mic, like just for the audio of the soccer.
Yeah.
And also the commentary.
Yeah.
But the problem was we only have 2 input channels, so we're just trying to work out how we can get all 3.
Right.
So I think the way...
Yeah, I didn't know mine was off the whole half.
Yeah. I think I had it on, but then it got switched because they needed the audio from the game. So...
Yeah.
So I'm just texting them now, just trying to sort it out.
Alright.
Yeah.
We might just do with the one. Yeah, if they don't fix it before second half, we'll just do.
Yeah, so he just texted me this.
Alright.
Yeah, okay, we're required to have FX free from commentary, so unfortunately we just have to share the commentary mic. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Substitution for Melbourne Knights, coming on number 27, Jason Dragic, coming on number 8, Steve White.
And welcome back to Knights Stadium, where the players are back out there after half-time, and Moreland City have got an enormous rescue mission on their hands. They are 5 goals down after 45 minutes. A devastating burst just before half-time by Melbourne Knights, where they scored 3 goals to Kieran Bramwell, Mitch Hoare and Gian Albano, turned a 2-goal lead into a 5-goal lead. And Moreland City now are all about regaining some respect on the scoreboard, but they've got a lot of work to do. Cade Lucas with you. I was with you in the first half too, but some technical difficulties meant you weren't able to hear me. You were able to hear Adam Sarakoglu, who's with me in the second half as well. As there's an early foul here. You can hear the yelps from Jack Morton below us. He picks himself up. There's been a change at half-time. Evan Frandich has subbed off his brother, Joseph, who opened the scoring after 9 minutes with a header from his brother's cross. He's off. And Steve White is on. No changes that we know of from Moreland City, but David Ostosic will probably be looking to make some pretty soon. It was Joseph Frandich who started off the scoring with a header from a corner, and then Gian Albano with a penalty 20 minutes later made it 2-0 after Corey Thomas handled the ball in the area. And from that point on, the visitors fell to pieces. From the 39th minute to the 45th minute, they shipped 3 goals. Deep in defence here, and a missed kick by Ailey, and who knows, half a dozen could come up. Unfortunately for Knights, Gian Albano just couldn't get to the ball, and now it's Canatelli coming back the other way. All right, back towards Sands, who gets it out from underneath him. Had a tough night. He flicks it backwards. Diego Cuba is there. And now Miley, who has come on, so they have made a substitute. Moreland. Curtis Miley is on. And Sands attacked the ball and ended up getting more of his opponent, Ivan Frandich, in the process. And it's a foul. Adam Sarakoglu is still here. Adam, what do you think Moreland City would have done at half-time? What sort of message do you think David Ostosic would give them? It's a pretty tough spot they're in. What do you say to a side like that?
Less about what you say and maybe how you say it, I think. Wouldn't be surprised if he was tearing the strips off the walls at half-time. It was as ugly as you could possibly imagine for Moreland City at half-time. It was that stretch of 3 goals given away in just the space of 5 minutes of play. There's nearly a moment here. It's sent away from Jose Sands in the end. Everyone know we're in attack as well. Just absolutely no cohesion whatsoever when they did press, and those couple of opportunities they did have in the first half. But defensively, I mean, it's brutal honesty here, Cade, but I don't think I've ever seen a worse half of defensive football ever in my time covering NPL Victoria. It was that bad, in all honesty.
No, you're not being too harsh. It was, as I think I mentioned just before the half, they were like turnstiles at the train station, almost ushering Melbourne Knights forward. And they're coming forward again here, Knights, and it's Albano who's on a hat-trick. He won't be scoring with that one, though. That's almost over the net at the back there. Gian Albano scored in stoppage time at the end of the half, pretty much the last kick of the half. He scored his second. 6 for the season now, Gian Albano. Here's Canatelli, who's looked pretty lively at times down the flank. He's lost out here. Morton out towards Saki. Nice plays with so much time on the ball. Moreland City again dropping off, not getting tight at all. There's Werndl. They're all up inside the Moreland City half. It's been a good night for Melbourne Knights, not just here but also in the other game. South Melbourne leading Altona Magic by 2-0. That's good news for Knights, who are close to Magic on the table as Gian Albano's in the area. Bramwell sniffing around too. He keeps the ball in and it's headed on, and it's half a dozen for Melbourne Knights. Saki's got in on the act after terrific work by Kieran Bramwell. He just kept the ball inside the byline, managed to deflect the cross in. It's set up, and the Frenchman Saki headed into the opening net, or into the open net, and it just keeps getting worse for Moreland City. Melbourne Knights 6, Moreland City 0.
I mean, maybe Saki could have been better marked there by Matt Spall. It was just an opportune little lob from basically right on the post that set that ball up. It's not the worst goal that's been conceded tonight by Moreland City, but yeah, it's just rubbing salt into the wound now. 6-0 at Summer Street. It's quite remarkable. Sands, it won't fall to him here. Werndl's going to deal with that. It's Werndl and Carrigan, centre-back pairing right now. White slots in at that left wing-back position, having come on for Joey Frunich. At the break here, Cade Lucas.
It's one of those score lines that as you're looking for the record books, this would have to be right up there amongst the biggest wins Melbourne Knights have had in the NPL era. And one of the heaviest defeats Moreland City have had. They're in the area here. It's Canatelli, but there's no one there to meet it. And Knights will clear away easily. Albano. White, who's come on, the assistant coach. A good time for any player to come on when you're already 5-0 to the good. Werndl, long ball forward, and only to the forehead of Ailey. Again, they're just turning it over too easily in midfield. Morton has it, no pressure on him at all. Moreland City travel down to Frank Holohan next week to take on Dandy City. They want to try and get something to hang their hat on between now and the end of this game, otherwise that could be a very long trip down the Monash. As Franich goes long himself, but that's straight into the palms of Condolian. Spare a thought for him, Alex Condolian. Already picked the ball out of the net 6 times, and we're not even at the hour mark. Here's Tsitsides. He's cut a very frustrated figure after some of the more recent goals. He was kicking the upright after the 5th goal, and after that 6th one he was tearing at the net behind the southern end. A few of his Moreland City teammates would be feeling similar. Here's Saki, who scored the last goal. Back to Frandich. White. Miley's won it in midfield, the Canadian-born Tasmanian. And the loose ball sent out to Albano on the near side. Gian Albano, he's on a hat-trick. And now it's a flying shot from Morton. It was teed up for him, but there was plenty of bodies in the way. And whilst they've scored a few goals tonight, there was always a low percentage chance from Jack Morton. And Moreland City have some breathing space.
You mentioned the record books there, Kate. He's on track to be a record win in NPL Victoria for Melbourne Knights. They've never scored 6 in a win in NPL Victoria history. A couple of 5-0s and a 5-1 against Werribee City back in 2015 here at Knights Stadium. They did defeat Heidelberg United 5-0 last season here, but nothing with the 6 in front of it. So already some history for these Melbourne Knights here tonight.
Thank you, Adam Sarakoglu, who's consulted the history books that we've got here just piled up next to us in the commentary booth at Summers Street. Never scored 6 before, and they've got 6 before the hour mark. You wonder how many they might end up with, Melbourne Knights, if they really keep the foot down. Moreland City barely providing any resistance. Here's Canatelli. Now Miley, the only substitute so far for the visitors, formerly of Clarence Zebras in Tasmania. Cuba. Seems an age ago when he came close with those 2 free kicks. You wonder how the situation might have been different had that first one in particular gone in and they'd equalised. Could be a very different scenario. Also, whether the man on the ball, Thomas, didn't handball just short of half an hour. They were still very much in the game then, but that seemed to have been the straw that broke the camel's back from Moreland City once that handball was given and the penalty was given, and they went 2 goals down. It just disintegrated at a rate of knots. And they've lost the ball now, and it's Saki who comes away with space ahead of him, the Frenchman, trying to lay it on to Bramwell. Condolean's out to meet the ball early. He doesn't want to concede another one. He'll be aiming for a clean sheet from here on in. Last half an hour or so. Hoare. Albano looking for Bramwell. Intercept by Thomas. It's going to come back in short order. Morton sends it out towards Saki. Coming in off the flank. Ailey stood his ground and did well. And it's a throw deep in the final third here for Melbourne Knights, as they make their second substitute, and it's the other Frandic, Ivan, the captain coach, who's making way, and he's getting a very good round of applause here from the faithful. What a turnaround it's been since he took charge. These sorts of results were nowhere to be seen before Ivan Frandic became coach, but last week they 5 past Dandy City and 6 now against Moreland City, and they are really finishing the season with a full head of steam, and maybe could be en route to the finals. Albano. Morton stroking it forward towards Albano. Can't quite get past Sacides, or he keeps going, Albano. Now he's down, holding his shin. Moreland City come away, but only momentarily.
I think we're going to see the first change as we've blown here. There is an injury issue for John Albano as we speak. The first change is coming up for Dragan Ostajic. And for Ivan Franjic, they've named a couple of youngsters on the bench this evening. This might be the perfect opportunity to just play some of the kids here, Kay. They've got Nicola McDonald, Joel Brandt, and Stepan Bilic that are all available as substitutes here in the final window. Ivan Franjic does have available. I can't think of a better opportunity as William Kiffe does enter the fray now for Moreland City. Got the starting nod last week. He's out there now. Surely if you're Dragan Osadic, you're just all out of options at the moment. 6-0 if you can believe it. Nice record books. There have been a few occasions where Melbourne Knights have been on the receiving ends of 6 goals in NPL Victoria, but never with 6 on the board themselves. It's a record-breaking night. And don't be surprised if Ivan Franjic does use that final window, Cade Lucas, just to get some senior minutes into the kids.
Yes, got to say, when I saw the name S. Bilic on the team sheet, I wondered if the former West Ham coach Slaven Bilic was coming out of retirement to play for the Knights. Not to be. Young Stefan it is, and we might see him. We might see another goal here as Bramwell fires over the top. And that one is stuck in the net, quite literally. And Dolian gets it down. Kieran Bramwell scored the 3rd goal this evening. He's got 11 on the season, which means he's outright 2nd on the scoring charts, I think, by my reckoning. As Oldfield comes out now, he and Carrigan almost got in a mix-up, but the veteran keeper knocked it out to the terraces below us. As great as the 6 goals will be for Melbourne Knights, they'll want to keep the clean sheet too. They won't want to spoil that now. As we've crossed the hour mark. Mizukano. Work it out of tight spaces, do Knights. Miley wins it back in midfield. He's been energetic since coming on. Here's Sands trying to get it back to Miley. Couldn't quite do so. Albano skips out of a challenge. And he's got Saki ahead of him. And they're stretched again here, Moreland City. It's Saki. White. White again. Sloppy pass there, and Canatelli cuts it off. But speaking of sloppy passes, the youngster should have done better there. That's straight into the path of Chris Oldfield. There's a hint of training drill about this game now. The result was a formality a long time ago. Melbourne Knights knocking the ball around with complete impunity, really, just almost contemptible ease. Here's Saki. Rides a challenge. And now creeping forward here is Sewell. Corey Sewell from the byline. Thomas back there in defence. And there'll be a throw here for Corey Sewell. Saki now to Morton. Now to White. Patient build-up this by Knights. Now they go for it. Saki's in, Sewell is in behind, rather flashes the ball across. Nobody home on this occasion.
Albano was just tucked in more centrally and behind as well. Bramwell goes down heavily here. I think it was Hall, not Bramwell. Apologies. And again, this is going to work out okay, Kate, but just a little treacherous out of defence for Moreland City. Kuno. Canatelli here. That's too shallow. He's absolutely surrounded right now. Smiley, the new man out there at the moment for Moreland City. Thomas, it was his handling of the ball in the area that resulted in John Albano's first goal just before the hour mark. It wasn't from the spot that Albano scored. It was on the follow-up. Gondolian got to the penalty kick. Albano then flashed it past him on the follow-up. It was in the 41st minute when Kieran Bramwell put the third goal into the back of the net for Melbourne Knights that things really kicked off with 3 goals in the best part of 5 minutes. Really tore this one to shreds and killed it off before the half-time whistle, really. White was a half-time substitute for Joey Fronic, who scored that first goal from the corner. And he earns the foul here.
Fair to say the sting's long gone out of this one. Players from either side aren't in any great hurry to get things back up and going. And we are making some substitutes again. And it's Moreland City who are ringing the changes. Appiucano's off. Chodia Tarjath has also entered the fray, as have a couple of other players we'll identify in a moment. Can they add a bit of vim and vigour to this Moreland City side, who are a bit bedraggled out there? And here is one of those new arrivals, Luca Toro. Back to Tsitsides. Thomas. Miley, and he's well overhit that. Curtis Miley. And Oldfield's happy to see it over the byline. Interesting challenge here for Melbourne Knights too. Do they keep the foot to the floor and try and knock up the cricket score, or do they sort of put the cue in the rack a bit, knowing they've still got games ahead of them? They're messing around with it at the back here. They don't want to concede a goal. It's Carrigan who'll bring it away. Now Karlovic, who's come on the field a few moments ago, his first touch, Thomas Karlovic. They replaced Ivan Franjic out there. White. Now Werndl. Sewell. Morton. Almost 70 minutes played here. Kate Lucas and Adam Sarakoglu, rather, with you on YouTube. If you've just joined us, if you're a Moreland City fan, maybe go do something else. Melbourne Knights 6. Yes, 6. Moreland City 0. And most of that damage was done before half-time. They were 5-0 ahead at half-time. And Saif Edin Saki with a goal on 50 minutes made it half a dozen. And since then, it's been the home side doing circle work out there, and Moreland have been chasing them around to no avail. They've won the ball back here. It's Kifley, who's another one of the substitutes for Moreland, who's come on a few moments ago. Can't get the ball in play. Adam, we are going through the motions here a bit. You wonder if Knights are maybe going to put the foot down again and try and get a few more goals, or whether this is enough for them.
The live table right now, it's a 4-point gap. More importantly, they've now gained a better goal difference over Port Melbourne as well, albeit they're coming from 7 points behind if they're going to sneak into the top 6. They've done their goal difference wonders. Did mention they came in tonight completely even in NPL Victoria from a goal difference perspective. So they've made some amends there immediately. When you think about they've scored 11 goals in the space of a week. John Albano's on a hat-trick. Gets denied here. Miley taking it away, gets it back immediately, and White's there for company. Two men who both came on here in the second half. Looks like Ivan Franjic is preparing some final subs here tonight. A couple of kids who might get some late minutes here. As well, being 6-0 up. Dealt with in the air by Tsitsides. Clean sheet could well be a top priority for Ivan Franjic from here. Brandt or Bilic who will come on shortly. Still one window available for Ivan Franjic this evening. Team goes for Moreland City. This has been a write-off for quite some time. It's another road game coming up against Dandenong City next Friday night for Moreland City. How's that handle? Target. Tizzy says no. He's already given away one penalty. Thanks to a handball call in the first half. Sue's ball for Hall. Struggling to control it. Toro. It's okay. So it's just a chance here for Moreland. It does go out for a goal kick though. And here is the final change for Ivan Franjic, and it's going to be Joel Brandt. Gets a look at senior level. And Corey Sewell's night is done.
Just one of those young guns coming on, Joel Brandt. Corey Sewell coming off. He might be disappointed he didn't get among the goals, Corey Sewell. Just about half the rest of the side has. Speaking of goals, there's been another one in the other game tonight. South Melbourne now lead Altona Magic by 3-0. Max Mikula has got a second. So things just keep getting better for Melbourne Knights. They won't want this night to end. And there's been a goal-scoring fest across the two fixtures. 9 goals in 2 games, and still the best part of 20 minutes to go here. Kifley. Knights win it back though, and it's White. Looking for Albano. Will he get a hat-trick? Not on this occasion. Comes back out to White. Moreland have got numbers back. Karlovic. Now Hoare on the turn. Seems like they've regained some interest here, Melbourne Knights, but Tsitsides is there to knock it away. The relief will be brief. Looks like they're going to try and finish with a flurry here, Melbourne Knights. Albano. Now Brandt, who's just come on. Back towards Albano. On towards Bramwell. Tsitsides got there in time. Certainly can't question his effort tonight, Michael Tsitsides. Here's Albano. Back to Morton, back to Albano. Brandt. He's got the socks down. He hasn't bothered putting his shin pads on tonight. Here's another one who likes that look. Saki. Albano. Moreland defending a bit stoutly now. Pity they didn't try that earlier in the game. Here's Tarjath coming back the other way. He's overhit the pass a little bit. And Karamad was herring after it, but Chris Oldfield got there first. That's as close as they've come in a while, Moreland City. Seems an age ago now, but in the first 20 minutes or so of the game, they did have more than a few opportunities. We mentioned the 2 free kicks that Diego Cuba took, and one hit the bar and one flashed just wide. But they not close on a couple of other occasions too. Of course, from one of those free kicks, then the ball was almost nodded over the line by Sands, and Kieran Bramwell cleared it off the line. Seems almost like a trick of the mind, given how things have changed in this game since then. There's Kiflay, one of the substitutes for Moreland, as we enter the final quarter of an hour. Saki. Werndl. Here's White. Towards Brandt again. Now they go forward, and it's Albano who's on the hat-trick. He's got him behind, but the linesman's having none of it and puts the flag in the air.
It's a little late, but Albano is denied in the end. Fascinating fixture up next for Melbourne Knights as they travel to Hume City next Saturday evening. And back here against Manningham United before going to the OV. Heidelberg United waits for that clash in round 22. Bramwell was tightly marked there. So it is 10-0 combined across the 2 games in NPL Victoria. We've had a 4th goal for South Melbourne, who are taking on Altona Magic. It was already quite a healthy gap in goal difference between Melbourne Knights and Altona. That's just, it's a net of a gain of 10, essentially. On the goal difference count, 2 teams that were on equal points, Melbourne Knights and Altona Magic coming into tonight. So the table's going to look drastically different for those two come the end of round 19. That is remarkable, Kate Lucas. 2 games live, both kicked off at the same time. One at 6-0, one at 4-0. A combined total of 10-0 for the night. That has to be some sort of record, surely.
Yes, I need you to consult the record books again, Adam. It's a good night for the OG rivals, Melbourne Knights and South Melbourne. You almost wonder if South Melbourne had seen the scoreline here and thought, gee, we better catch up. They are getting close. And Mil Payos scored the latest goal there. And here's Kieran Bramwell trying to restart the scoring from Melbourne Knights, who have gone a bit quiet. Almost half an hour since they scored their last one. sixth goal came on the 50th minute, and we're now in the 79th. Here's Brandt. Saki is leading his opponents a merry dance. Comes back towards Brandt. Diving header there by Thomas. They've been better in this half a bit, Moreland City, at least defensively. But you have to factor in the Melbourne Knights have probably taken the pressure off a bit themselves. Nothing takes away the calamity that was the first half, particularly the last 10 or 15 minutes of the first half, as Albano is reaching for his shoe below us here. He's going to continue. He'll still be striving for that hat-trick. That's probably one of the few things still hanging on this game. Just now inside the last 10 minutes. Carrigan. Kiflay wins it back for City. Now back to Werndl. Won't have had too many easier nights at the office than this one, Thomas Werndl. And Ben Carrigan, two very experienced defenders. And we're enjoying seeing all the action up the other end of the pitch. Markovic to Hoare, back to Markovic. And now Brantwell just over his brow. It's as close as they've been for a while, Melbourne Knights. Kieran Bramwell looking for his second. Just didn't quite have the hops to get on that cross.
And again, Moreland City a little helpless there. Just had that ball being a few more inches away from Kieran Bramwell. That was going to be a very easy 7-0 lead for Melbourne Knights. No real troubles whatsoever for Kieran Bramwell, but it stays at 6. Tajith sending it lateral. Now has some work to do on the youngster out there, and Joel Bratt. Tajith eventually sending it out wide. Karamad. Oldfield will take a little chest mark here. It's a record-breaking night here for Melbourne Knights. They've never put 6 past anyone in NPL Victoria. They may not be done with these 6 either. Tucked in behind Bramwell. It's almost as if we have 2 teams engaged in an original derby just 20 or so kilometres apart. Cade, maybe you're right, maybe a couple of people down at Lakeside were looking at what was happening here. It's like, okay, we better catch up. So if you want to play that game, I guess it's 6-4 Melbourne Knights way as we speak. A remarkable night in NPL Victoria. Still a huge weekend coming up. All of it is live on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. And dramas here for Chris Oldfield. So 4 kickoffs tomorrow, Cade Lucas. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff again for Green Gully. This time they host the Oakley Cannons. Avondale will be hosting Manningham United at Avenger Park. A 4 p.m. kickoff for Heidelberg United. They're taking on the Port Melbourne Sharks. And a Dandenong derby between Dandenong Thunder and Dandenong City at 7. And in their customary 3 p.m. Sunday slot, St Albans hosting Hume City. And Saki looks to send one in here for Melbourne Knights.
St Albans will have a bit more to play for too on that game, given their result here tonight for Moreland City. They can get themselves off the foot of the table if they can beat or even get a point against their fellow northerners, Hume City. Manningham, of course, tomorrow against Avondale. That'll be a tough ask for them. And so Melbourne Knights' performance tonight won't have gone unnoticed at Port Melbourne. They're playing tomorrow. And they've still got a bit of a buffer on Knights, but they are looming in the rearview mirror. So this is a result that will have reverberations elsewhere. And we could get another goal yet. Has been something of a drought for Melbourne Knights, at least as far as tonight's gone, and they're putting together some passes here, and now Saki goes down in the area, and then sliding in is Bramwell. Suddenly the game's come to life again, and the flag is up, the whistle is blown, and out of all of that it looks like it's going to be a Moreland goal kick. Meanwhile, one last substitution is being made, and there'll be no hat-trick tonight for Gian Albano. He'll have to settle for a brace as he comes off, and Mitch Hoare, another one of the goal scorers, comes off. So Lachlan McDonald is on, and Billich is on as well, so they are playing the kids for the last few minutes, Adam.
Yeah, no, my apologies. It was obviously the first sub mate at half time, so they did still have one more window up their sleeve. So all the kids now out there. It's just hands behind the back, watching on helplessly right now. Dragan Ostajic back to the drawing board. It's the 5th consecutive NPL Victoria fixture without a win on the pitch, at least for Moreland City. Did go down in that game against Avondale before the result was overturned, and they were awarded a 3-0 win, with Avondale playing the ineligible player a fortnight ago. The wins, of course, were back-to-back earlier this year for Moreland City after losing their first 12 fixtures of the season. An early touch for Lachlan McDonald, sending it out wide. So Billich, Brandt and McDonald all out there now, getting some taste of senior action.
Couldn't have asked for a better time to come on when your team's already half a dozen goals to the good. Here is McDonald, not the first touch he was after though, he sends it straight back out of play. And it's Kifley, another junior who's come on in this second half. Knights win it back though. On the turn it's Brandt with the shot. And it was always going over, but the home fans enjoyed that, giving the youngster a round of applause. They've had plenty to applaud tonight. The Melbourne Knights faithful, we're all rugged up in the Mark Viduka stand across from us as Morton wanders over rather slowly to take the corner. No one's in any great hurry out there now. This game petering out. In fact, it petered out quite a while ago. The only question is if Melbourne Knights can add another goal right here at the death. Last 2 minutes of the 90. Corner headed away. And having taken the corner, Morton will now take the throw. Moreland win it back only momentarily. Knights go backward to go forwards. And here's Billich in midfield. Carrigan. Morton right below us here, on towards Bramwell. It's a throw here for Croucher. Been a tough night for him playing in this Moreland defence. Evening that he and his teammates will want to wipe from the memory quick smart. Final 30 seconds of the 90. Players from both sides just going through the motions now. Waiting for Yana Scissors to blow time. Fourth official hasn't indicated how much stoppage time there is yet. He's grabbing his board now, so we'll soon find out. Oldfield. Yeah, that was a bit of a rugged tackle there on Steve White. And in fact, there is no stoppage time. The damage has well and truly been done. Melbourne Knights have put half a dozen past Moreland City in a performance that won't be forgotten in these parts for a long time. Whilst Moreland City will certainly want to forget it, particularly the first half, where they were absolutely wretched. From half an hour through to the end of the first half, they shipped 4 goals and fell to pieces, whilst Melbourne Knights had a picnic. The goal scorers for the home side, they got things started on 9 minutes when Joseph Franich headed in from his brother Ivan's corner, and then 20 minutes later Gianni Albano put away the penalty after Corey Thomas, the Moreland City skipper, had handled in the area. And then things went from bad to not worse. It went to disastrous to catastrophic. Kieran Bramwell scored, and then in short order Mitch Hoare put away a fourth, whilst in first half stoppage time Gianni Albano added a second. It was 5-0 at half time, and then 5 minutes after the break they added a sixth through save Edin Saki, who headed in from close range. From there on in they put the cue in the rack a bit, Melbourne Knights, whilst Moreland City defended a bit better than they did earlier. But as I said, the damage had well and truly been done. Adam Sarakoglu, your thoughts before we finish up here at Summer Street?
Yeah, John Albano take a bow. Truly man of the match this evening, and did score for Brace in the end. I also thought Tommy Wernzel outstanding at the back, and Kieran Bramwell just getting things done at both ends. I mean, it was just a clinical performance in the end from Ivan Franich's men. And yeah, just, I don't know, it was just horrible tonight for Moreland City, and I want to forget about this as quickly as possible with some huge games coming up. Dante City next, and you know, I've got my eye on that round 22 game at Manningham United. That's going to be the one, and if they do end up going down this year, they're going to be looking back at what happened here tonight at Summer Street, a 6-0 defeat, just simply shocking. But I'll be looking to bounce back against Dante City.
Thank you, Adam, for being with me. Thank you, viewers, for watching, and enjoy the rest of your NPL football over the weekend. The final score here at Summer Street, it's finished. Melbourne Knights 6, Moreland City 0.